Let's talk to God. One more thing, like, subscribe, and share. Come on, let's talk to God. Woo!
Well, good evening, everybody. Hey, it's Cutler here in the Let's Talk to Cutler broadcast, the Let's Talk to Cutler vlog, the Let's Talk to Cutler virtual book club. And it is Thursday, the 21st of April. Can you all believe the month of April is just moving right along? I guess we're moving right along with it as well. And I'm glad to be spending this 1800 seconds with you all. I can't think of anybody who I'd rather spend this time with than you all. Listen, if you're passing by my channel for the very first time, do me a favor, hit your brakes, pull on over for a few moments, and take about 1800 seconds to spend with me. Why would you spend 1800 seconds with me, you might ask? Well, let me just tell you, because this channel is about motivation, it's about inspiration, it's about seeing what we can do to show up a little bit better tomorrow than we did today. It doesn't mean that we're looking at today through the eyes, through the lens of failure. We're not looking at today through the lens of a flop. We're not looking at today through the lens of everything going bad. But we're looking at today through the lens of saying, what can I do? What lessons can I take from today that would catapult me into a better tomorrow, so I can still show up as my best self, so I can still show up as my authentic self, so I can still show up as my genuine self, but my genuine, authentic, and organic self in a space of better, in a space of more peace, in a space of more victory, in a space of more success. That's what we try to do in 1800 seconds. It is a big hope, but guess what, you all? We do it every single Tuesday, every single Thursday. We are here and we are doing it. We're doing it with the ones who just jump into the chat. We're doing it with the ones who join us in the replay. We're doing it with everybody who stops by this channel. So do me a favor. Why don't you invite people to just come on and let's talk to Cutler, because we are still building community and we are still extending ourselves. So that's what we're doing. We're building the community of winners. We're building the community of people who are just riding along this caravan, trying to get to the space that's called better. And we're committed to not getting there alone. We're committed to not getting to that space by ourselves. But when we show up to that place that's called better, guess what? We're going to look around and we're going to see so many people standing there with us. We're going to see so many people who cheered us on, so many people who said, yep, you can do it. So many people who just believed in us, because guess what? We are all right here together. That's why every Tuesday and Thursday I say, let's keep building community and let's keep maintaining connectivity, because when we do it, we become our own coaches. We become our own cheering squad, all of those things. So I'm always thankful to see you. I hope you're thankful to see me. I hope you're thankful to see each other. And I love it how you just jump right into the chat. You start saying good evening to everybody, because as is my Southern mantra, I say to people, when you walk into the room, speak to everybody. Let them know that you're glad to see them. Let them know that you are glad that you are there. And you all, what we've been doing for the past few weeks, we've been reading from this book right here, When I Am Overwhelmed, How to Handle Life at Its Most Intense Moments. It's book number 6 out of 7. It's over on Amazon. You can go and get it. And I tell people, this virtual book club is not anything to just drum up book sales, but the reason I offer this is because I want you to read the book so that you can have the book. So when we are not here in this live space, you have the book to go back to. There are some great lessons. When I Am Overwhelmed is probably one of my favorite books. I know I wrote them all, but it's one of my favorite books because I wrote it prior to a moment that was to become one of the darker moments in my life. And when I went back and read the words, it was as if someone else wrote the book. It was as if someone else had written the book for me and had written the book to me. So do yourselves a favor, run on over there and get it. I've been reading excerpts from the book, and I'll continue reading excerpts from the book this evening. One of the things that I've been doing, though, while reading excerpts from the book is to also share some of those lessons, some of those experiences when I wake up in the morning and feeling my most inspired self. I've been sharing some of those moments with you all as well. So if That's just a little bit about what we're going to do. So if you have not done so, make sure you subscribe to my channel. You all tell people subscribe. Maybe they're not subscribing because I'm saying subscribe, but maybe if you all tell them, they will subscribe. But listen, subscribe to my channel. And after you have subscribed, then go ahead and click on the notification bell so you will know whenever I've gone live, whenever I've uploaded new content, that sort of thing. And you have an opportunity to be one of the LTTC VIPs every Tuesday and every Thursday just by jumping in the chat before everybody else, just by jumping in the chat. And I'll shout you out like I'm getting ready to shout out the LTTC VIPs for this evening. They're the Let's Talk the Color, very important people. Everybody's important, but the top 3 who jump in the chat, let's see who they are. And they are our fellow passengers and friends, Jet Sheely, or Shelly. I think is it Sheely? Jet says, good evening, everybody. I love how we just all jump in and we speak to everybody. That's just what we do here. All right. Bunch of courteous people. You'll find a bunch of courteous people here. And then Tracy Johnson says, hey, everyone, good evening, with a smiley face. Good evening back to you, our friend. And then let's see, rounding up in 3rd place, it looks like Sonia Bailey, Attorney Bailey from down there in Atlanta. It's good to see you, my friend. Sonia says, good evening to everybody. I'm just so glad to see you all. May I tell you, I want to tell you what we're going to chat about this evening. We're going to talk about, I'm calling good into my life. And we're going to look at the ability to call good into our lives, because we've been talking about how not to become overwhelmed, how to avoid, or not necessarily to avoid those moments, but how to prepare ourselves for those potential moments when we are handling life at its most intense moments. And many of us know that there are lots of intense moments. I almost said live a few years, but just live a few days, and intense moments are going to show up. Never mind the fact that you've lived a few years, they are going to show up. And so one of the things that we've been talking about on this channel, on this virtual book club, is not just how to handle life at its most intense moments, but we've also looked at and continue to look at, how do I show up better? We've gone through the book Billboards to Better. How do I get to the space that's called better? And there were nuggets. There were 366 nuggets and a few more that we looked at through that book. And now we're looking at this book right here, you all. And it's right on the heels of it. This book, When I'm Overwhelmed, How to Handle Life at Its Most Intense Moments, it includes messages of hope, messages of inspiration, messages of motivation, and I hope messages that will challenge us. Messages that will challenge us to always be true to ourselves, be true to our God, to be true to who we are, be true to what you believe. And one of the ways that you can handle those most intense moments in life, one of the ways you can avoid becoming so overwhelmed, is by learning how to call good into your life. And that's what I want to talk about this evening, how to call good into your life. I share that from a place of having woke up this morning. I woke up this morning in the space of thankfulness. Have you ever just gotten up and you had a song on your heart and you just kept singing that song, or you woke up in a certain mood and you didn't necessarily know why you woke up in a certain mood? Well, that was me this morning. I woke up in a space of thankfulness. Was everything going right? No. As one of my dear aunts would say, no, ma'am, no, sir. Everything was not going right. I have some dreams that still have not come true. I have some hopes that still have not manifested. I have some family relationships that I like to see strengthened. I have some goals that I have not realized, but I still woke up in a spirit of gratitude. I woke up in the space of just being thankful. I was just thankful to be alive. I was just thankful to be here. I was just thankful for what I have, just thankful for where I've been, thankful for where I'm going, just in a space of thankfulness. And so I want to share that with you all this evening, and just consider that what we're going to talk about is I'm calling good into my life. Because as I was giving thanks today, one of the things that I said to myself, I stopped and said, before I worry about what's wrong, I'm going to give thanks for what's right. You want to know how to handle those intense moments in your life? You want to know how to prepare yourself for when those overwhelming situations are going to come that will take your breath away, or that will knock the wind out of you? Stop worrying about what's wrong and give thanks for what's right. And I tell you this, if I may be transparent, as I often am, everything may not be all right, but it's not all wrong either. I'm just sharing my experiences of the day with you all, and I hope that you can glean some of those things for your life as well. Everything might not be all right, but it's not all wrong. E- Everybody in my life didn't abandon me. Some people actually stood in my corner. Let's give thanks for the people who are still standing in your corner. Everybody has not abandoned us. Everybody didn't cuss me out. Everybody didn't lie on me. Everybody didn't talk about me behind my back. Everybody didn't drag my name through the mud. Everybody didn't talk about me like a dog. Some people actually spoke well of me. Some people wished me well, and some people prayed for me. I hope I'm just, when I come on some evenings, I like to just shift perspectives because the day could have put us in such an aura and a space whereby we need our perspective changed. Before I go to bed, before I put my head on the pillow tonight, I need my perspective changed whereby I understand that everybody didn't cuss me out. There were some people who actually spoke well of me, some people who wished me well, some people who actually prayed for me. I've lived through a few nightmares. Yes, I have, but I've also realized that I've experienced some dreams. All my life has not been nightmares. There have been some wonderful dreams. I've dealt with a few setbacks, but guess what? I've also had some comebacks. It's about how you look at it. That's why I was thankful today, you all. I may not be living in a mansion, but I'm not sleeping on a park bench at night. Now those sorts of things move me. No, it's not all right, but it's not all wrong either. My physical health might not be what it used to be, but thank God I'm still in my right mind. And when I was growing up, the older people would say, at least I have a reasonable portion of health and strength. Be thankful. Absolutely. Absolutely. I see how you all start chatting, and I love the immediate chat backs. Tracy is saying much of what I'm saying, you all. Yes, be thankful for what you have in your life. And that is a good thing. That is a good thing to live by. Be thankful for what you have in your life, because what I realized as I was giving thanks today, what I realized was that the more I gave thanks, the more I had to give thanks for. Let that resonate with you. The more I gave thanks, the more I had to give thanks for. I sometimes tell people that quite often when you say thank you, God will say you're welcome by giving you something else to say thank you for. That works for me. I don't know if it works for you all. Let me know if it works for you. But the truth of the matter is that many times when I'm in the space of thankfulness, when I say thank you, God will say you're welcome. And the you're welcome will deliver into my life something else for me to say thank you for. And it made me realize that when we say thank you, and that is leading into our conversation this evening. You all know I only have 1,800 seconds, but that leads me into the gist of our conversation this evening, that when we say thank you, we have more that comes into our life to say thank you for. Because when we say thank you, we somehow call goodness into our lives. When we say thank you, we somehow call blessings into our lives. Cutler, why would you say that? I say that because we often hear that the power of life and death is in the tongue. You all know how many of you have heard that? And it's true. In the scriptural context, it is so true. We often hear that we have the power of life and death in our tongues. We often hear that we have to speak those things that are not as though they are. Cutler, what does that mean? This means that you can call blessings into your life. You can call goodness into your life. You can call better into your life. You can call victory into your life. You can command success into your life. I often say, thank you. When I'm praying, when I'm meditating, I often say thank you for what you're going to do. Thank you for how you're going to command the blessings to find me. And then in my meditation, in my prayer, I will also say, help me to do what's necessary to align myself with the blessings that are headed in my direction. I don't want this to be a one-way street. I want to meet my blessings. I don't want it to be a one-way street. I want to meet my success. I want to meet my victory. I want to meet my conquest. I want my life to be aligned in such a way that I'm doing the thing to place myself right on the path, right on the trajectory with the blessing, with the goodness, with the victory that's headed in my direction. Why would I say that? I say it because right here in this book, as I've been sharing, and I'm going to get back to some of the reading, one of the prime examples, as I talked the last time we chit-chatted, I said, listen, one of the things that you've got to know is that God, the Creator, is not out to get you, but it's quite the opposite. He's determined to bless you one way or another. And I told you that I would then want to share with you some of the things that we need to do to make sure that the blessings, the victory, the success, when it's coming our way, let's make sure that we align ourselves with it. Well, Cutler, what is one of the things that we do it? What is one of the ways that we do it? Well, it's right there. It's right here in the book. And many of you have said to me, I love when you read. So can you read? Yes, I'm going to read. We're reading from chapter 12. I think it's like page 105 in the book. I haven't, Cutler, you don't know what page it's on in your own book. I have it electronically in front of me. I'm so sorry. But I think it's around page 105. And in this chapter 12 that says God is determined to bless you one way or another, you've got to know that. You've got to know that the universe is not out to destroy you. The Creator is not out for your demise, to command your demise. Quite the opposite. He's determined to bless you one way or another. And because he's determined to bless you one way or another, learn how to call the blessings into your life. Learn how to command the victories into your life. Learn how to beckon better into your lives. Learn how to verbalize the victory so that it manifests itself into your life. How do we do that, Cutler? It's right there in chapter 12, lesson number 1. When you hear the blessing coming your way, go to meet it. Consider Martha. Many of us have heard the story, this biblical context, this lesson, this story about Lazarus who died, and he had sisters Mary and Martha, and they were so upset. Martha heard that the Savior was coming, and she just merely heard that he was coming. So what did Martha do? Martha got up to go meet him. And just to put that within the context of today, she said, listen, I'm not going to let anything block my blessing. I'm not going to let anything stop me from getting what is ordained to be mine. I'm not going to let anything hinder me from receiving the victories that are already assigned to my life. So she got up and she went out on her way to meet the Master, to meet the Messiah. I'll read from the book. Lots of times we hear gentle reminders about a blessing coming our way. We hear through a sermon, through someone else's encouragement, through a song, through meditation and prayer, or through our own deep conviction that God is going to work things out for us. So going to meet the blessing is simply a metaphor for the activation of our faith. And the activation of your faith gives you the kind of testimony that says, I don't have to see it to believe it. And I don't know how or when, but I believe that God will. And whenever you resolve in your heart that God will, do not forfeit your blessings by allowing others to become the filter through which you determine how you will go to meet your blessing. For example, if God gives you a witty idea or inspires you to take a certain action, be careful that you don't let the words of other people subvert the blessing that God has for you. Someone could say something as simple as, well, maybe you should just wait and pray a little more. Or perhaps they inappropriately quote a scripture that says, you need to make this an election sure, you need to wait and see, you need to wait. People don't always mean you harm. They don't always mean to harm you. But we all must be careful about what we say to others and about what we allow others to say to us. Why would I say that? Because I've summed it up in that lesson. Words carry weight. And that is the offering that I share with us this evening. I tell you all many times, I don't even know the offering that I'm bringing to us, but I will find it somewhere in our conversation. My offering is the recognition of the fact that words do carry weight. Words carry weight. And so the words that I want us to speak this evening are words of thanksgiving. I don't know what's coming my way, but I know it's something good. I know it's something intentional. I know it's something better. I know it's something victorious. I know it's something that's going to lead me to a brighter day. I know it's something that's going to pierce the darkness that is in my life. I know it's something that's going to break what seems to be like the curse that's going on in my life. I know when there seems to be like what some folk would call a spell of bad luck. I don't believe in bad luck, but I believe in good blessings. Words carry the power to do all of that. And so my offering for us is to realize that words carry weight. So start speaking words of thanksgiving over your life. Be thankful for what you have in your life that's right. Be thankful for who you have in your life that's right. Be thankful for the people who are standing in your corner. Be thankful for the people who are not cussing you out, but the people who are praying for you. Be thankful for the people who are not tearing you down, but the people who are building you up. Be thankful for the people who are not casting you out there, but the ones who are holding your hands and say, come on, my brother, come on, my sister, I'm going to walk this journey with you. Be thankful for the people who believe in you sometimes when you don't believe in yourself. Be thankful for the little that you have, because the little that you have is more than some will ever achieve. Be thankful for the comebacks that you manage to work yourself up through, even when you have to deal with a few setbacks. You have the power. I know we sometimes say when I take one step forward, I get knocked two backwards, but may I shift our perspective. May I speak into your life the power to step forward 3 times, even when you're knocked back 1. It's about perspective, and it is about the power of positive thinking, and it is about realizing that you are of value to this thing that's called humanity. You are of value to this thing that is called creation. You are of value to the space that is called earth. And you were designed to endure every setback. So if you're not one step backwards, remember that you have the power to then step at least 3 steps forward. No more I step 1 step forward and I'm not 2 backwards. Not anymore. We are empowering ourselves to see that I am so important to God's plan that if I am not 1 step backwards, he propels me then at least 3 forward. That's just the way I believe, you all. And so I give thanks. I give thanks for what's going right in my life. I give thanks for who is right in my life. And I give thanks for the power to call good into my life. Can you all if you're chatting, and if you join me in the chat, can you just in the chat say, I called good? That's all. I call good. And I promise you, as people are replaying, when they catch the replay, they're gonna catch on, and they're gonna say, I call good. Wherever it has to come from the north, the south, the east, the west, sometimes it comes through other people's hands. But I call good. I call good from wherever it has to come. And I reroute it so that it comes directly into my life. And I pray that I do what I have to do so that my life is aligned with the good that's coming my way, with the victory that's coming my way, with the success that's coming my way, with the better that's coming my way. And guess what? When it's coming your way, when you are connected to people and you're holding their hands, when it comes to your front door, it's also coming to theirs. Why? Because you're holding their hands. So I just want to share with a few people who will catch the replay. We're calling good into our lives. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to post these so people can see them. Thank you. Our friend, Miss Queen of them all, I call good. Thank you, Tracy Johnson. I call good. Thank you, MV. I call good. Jet, thank you, my friend. I call good. For those of you who are catching the replay, just go back and catch the replay and understand that you have the power to call good into your life. Thank you, Sonia Bailey. I call good. Annie Cutler, thank you. I call good. I call good into my life. I don't care where it has to come from. It comes from the storehouse and the warehouse, and it's on its way to my house. Listen, I think tonight I may not have even spent 1,800 seconds with you, but do me a favor, you all. Let's keep building community. Let's keep maintaining connectivity. Keep your heads up, keep your hopes up, stay safe, stay sane, and let's learn how to call good into our lives. We're talking good, and we're going to keep reading from this book, When I Am Overwhelmed, How to Handle Life at Its Most Intense Moments. It's available over on Amazon. Go and get it, and then join the conversation. Tell somebody, come on, let's talk to Cutler. Listen, y'all, until the next time, please know this, that from my heart to yours, there is and always will be so much love. I call good into your lives. Good night.